Former Vice President Mike Pence spoke at a Politics and Eggs event in New Hampshire on Wednesday. During his remarks, Pence called for an increase in American energy production. Republicans have been critical of President Biden's energy policies, including his decision to cancel the Keystone Pipeline on his first day in office. Pence also directly blamed high gas prices seen earlier in the year, not on the war on Ukraine, which is what Democrats have pointed to, but instead on the, quote, war on energy.
One more, young lady.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Sandy Hennequin. I'm with Liberty Utilities. And first of all, I wanted to thank you for your commitment to the first in the nation, New Hampshire being first in the nation. I've lived here, how long, I guess, 22 years, and it's part of the fabric of our state. So appreciate that. But
part of the fabric of America.
True. But my question isn't about that. My question is, when you were talking about the freedom agenda, one of the issues that I was wondering if you could touch on is where energy fits in there and kind of what your vision on, and this group vision is on energy issues.
I just went by it real fast. But if you go to advancingAmericanFreedom.com, you'll see we spent a lot of time on it. Our organization has actually spent the better part of $10 million already in the last 4 months on ads around the country promoting a return to American energy independence. We've been running them in congressional districts around the country, urging Americans to call their member of Congress. I mean, it is extraordinary. It is extraordinary to see the damage that this administration did in a short period of time to the historic progress that we made on energy independence in the Trump-Pence administration. We actually achieved energy independence for the first time in 75 years by allowing the responsible exploration of oil and natural gas in Alaska and in public lands around the country. As you know, we became a net exporter of energy for the first time in 3/4 of a century. I mean, we're the Saudi Arabia of natural gas. And there was an incredible amount of capital investment, I visited so many of these sites around the country. And the American economy, I believe in many respects, that booming economy before the pandemic hit so hard was driven by low-cost, affordable energy that shows up on families' budgets, but it's a driving force behind manufacturing in this country, right? And this administration on day one, literally day one, President Joe Biden comes in and shut down the Keystone and Dakota pipeline, literally offlined, millions of acres of federal lands for responsible exploration. The Alaska National Wildlife Region that we'd gotten approved, taken off the docket. And lo and behold, gasoline prices started to go through the roof. I know they like to blame high gas prices on the war in Ukraine, but gasoline prices were up 50% before the first shot was fired in the war in Ukraine. I mean, high energy prices in America are not a result of the war in Ukraine. They're a result of the war on energy, and it has got to stop.
Thank you.
That's why we've been running ads all over the country. We're continuing to carry that message across the country, and the American people are with us. I'll leave you with one thought. Serving in the well of Congress, you sit there for long votes, so you get a chance to look around. There's only a few things written on the walls of the chamber of the chamber where the House of Representatives meets. One is E pluribus unum, which is one out of many on the top. One is famously the words "In God We Trust" above the American flag. But much lesser known is a plaque that speaks to the point you raised. It's a quote from Daniel Webster. And it's just above the American flag, out of the line of sight for major speeches. But I remember reading it one time in a debate over American energy when I was in the Congress. And Daniel Webster essentially said, "Let us develop the resources of this land and call forth its power, that we might do something in our time worthy to be remembered." I mean, one of the greatest leaders of the first century of American history spoke about the central focus of the God-given natural resources of this country to our nation's greatness. And I truly do believe if we're going to achieve another great American century, if we're going to continue to lead the world for freedom, we've got to recognize that the source of that American greatness is our faith in God, our freedom, and our vast natural resources. And if we strengthen all three, there's a boundless American future that awaits. So thank you very much. It's a joy to be with you today, and God bless you here in the Granite State.